Imagine a world where the Earth was not just the center of everything, but the absolute, unmoving heart of the cosmos. For millennia, this was the unshakable truth, a doctrine embraced by both science and faith. But in 1543, a quiet scholar named Nicholas Copernicus dared to question it all. His radical idea, born from meticulous observation that subtly contradicted established belief, was breathtakingly simple, yet utterly world-shattering. What if the sun, not Earth, was fixed at the center? What if our planet was merely one of several celestial bodies in a grand cosmic dance, orbiting this fiery star? This wasn't just a new theory. It was a revolution, challenging millennia of thought and forever changing how we understood our place in the universe. Imagine, if you will, the quiet night in March of 1781. In the city of Bath, England, a humble amateur astronomer named William Herschel was meticulously scanning the heavens. His keen eye, aided by his own handcrafted telescope, caught sight of something unusual. Not a star, fixed and distant, nor a fleeting comet. This object moved, slowly, deliberately, across the celestial canvas. Herschel's calculations revealed a startling truth. He had found not just a new celestial body, but an entirely new planet, orbiting far beyond the known giants of Saturn. This was a discovery that shattered the boundaries of human understanding, the very first planet ever identified with the aid of a telescope, forever expanding our solar system and our place within it. The year is 1854. On the dusty goldfields of Ballarat, a simmering discontent was about to erupt into a blaze of rebellion. For months, miners had been squeezed by a corrupt system, forced to pay for expensive licenses, a tax they saw as utterly unjust. Their frustration grew, and with it, a desperate resolve. They raised the iconic Eureka flag, a symbol of defiance, and began to build their own fortress, a hastily constructed stockade against the might of the government. Then, in a brutal dawn raid, government troops descended, a swift and bloody assault that claimed dozens of lives. Yet, from this tragedy, a powerful seed was sown. The fight for freedom at Eureka, though a military defeat, would echo through history, a vital step in the birth of Australian democracy. Imagine a world frozen in time, buried beneath the soggy earth of northern Britain. In 1973, at the ancient Roman fort of Vindolanda, archaeologists unearthed something extraordinary. Not gold, not armor, but a treasure far more intimate. Wafer, thin wooden tablets, preserved for nearly 2 millennia in the waterlogged soil. Upon these fragile surfaces, ancient Roman hands had penned messages that still speak to us today. We find not grand declarations of empire, but the mundane details of existence. Letters, invoices, even a birthday invitation. Most remarkably, we hear the direct voices of those who lived and served on the very edge of the Roman world. A soldier pleading, "Please send more beer." These Vindolanda tablets offer an unprecedented, breathtaking glimpse into the everyday lives of Roman Britain, a window into the human heart of an empire. The Industrial Revolution, a time of astonishing change, was struggling with a fundamental bottleneck: iron. It was expensive and, crucially, imperfect. But in 1856, a visionary named Henry Bessemer had a revolutionary idea. Imagine a fierce blast of air, forced through molten pig iron. This wasn't just brute force. It was a chemical ballet. The oxygen in the air ruthlessly oxidized the impurities, burning them away. The result? Steel. Not just any steel, but strong, affordable steel, produced at a fraction of the old cost. This single innovation reshaped the world. It allowed for the construction of towering skyscrapers, the laying of vast railway networks that connected continents, and fueled the ambitions of burgeoning empires. The modern world, in so many ways, was forged in this fiery crucible. The year is 1927, and a slumbering giant awakens. For months, heavy rains had saturated the land, swelling the mighty Mississippi River beyond its banks. Then, on April 15th, a catastrophic levee breach near the town of Greenville, Mississippi, unleashed a torrent of biblical proportions. Imagine water, miles wide, surging inland, swallowing everything in its path. Entire towns vanished, homes were ripped from their foundations, and a devastating wave of destruction swept across the South. Over 27,000 square miles were submerged, displacing more than 500,000 people, many of them African Americans fleeing a second exodus, this time not from slavery, but from a watery abyss. The sheer scale of the disaster prompted a national reckoning, leading to massive government intervention and a fundamental reshaping of flood control policy for generations to come. Imagine a universe not empty, but filled with an invisible, all-pervading substance, a cosmic ocean called the ether. For centuries, this was the accepted medium through which light, that most mysterious of phenomena, traveled. In Cleveland, Ohio, in the year 1887, two ambitious scientists, Albert Michelson and Edward Morley, set out to prove its existence. They designed a brilliantly precise experiment, a groundbreaking endeavor to detect the Earth's motion through this celestial ether, expecting to measure a subtle shift, a telltale ether wind. But what they found was astonishing. Absolutely nothing. Zero. The experiment yielded no detectable movement, no ether wind whatsoever. This astounding null result, this stubborn denial of what everyone believed, would shatter existing theories and, in its own quiet way, set the stage for a revolution that would redefine our understanding of space, time, and the very fabric of reality itself. Imagine a world where your deepest beliefs could lead to your death. For centuries, the Roman Empire was a crucible, burning with imperial persecution, and those who followed the nascent Christian faith found themselves caught in its flames. But in the year 313 AD, a seismic shift occurred, sparked by a vision that would redefine an empire. Emperor Constantine, on the eve of a decisive battle, saw a sign in the heavens, a divine promise of victory. He won. And this triumph, at the Milvian Bridge, paved the way for a monumental decree. Alongside his co-emperor, Licinius, Constantine declared religious toleration across the vast Roman territories. It was a radical act, freedom for all faiths, and crucially, an end to the brutal persecution of Christians. Churches, once hidden, now rose in splendor, and the seeds of an empire to come, Byzantium, were sown. The Edict of Milan didn't just change Roman law, it forever altered the course of human history.